Times it will work.
This is our longest fight so far.
Yeah, by a minute.
This is a technical fight.
And this is what happens with guys the same weight, same quickness, identical skills, and both extremely skilled in the moves and counter moves of this profession.
Nice try for the headbutt. John Lewis with two little uppercuts, just trying to stop him from going behind. This is a very technical fight. Wonder where Carlson will make his next move to get behind him.
Is there enough room for him here to do something to slow his trap?
He's trying to go under the leg. You see the left leg of Lewis stopping him from rotating around to his right. But that's all he has to beat is that right leg. Lewis is an incredibly strong person.
And he is showing it here.
Oh, nice knee try. Oh, John gets suckered into the right hand. That was a very, very bad move. But he turns and gets straightened out again. But yeah, he got suckered into throwing the punch, and he went under him.
It's almost like we started over again here as we approach the 5-minute mark.
Oh, this fight's going to go a lot longer than that. This fight will go to overtime, probably. Got to be careful of the knees of Carlson Gracie from this position. Lewis trying to get his wind. You can see he's having a tough time breathing already. Whoa, he tried to make the move again to go behind.
And Lewis utilizing the top of the cage here. It's the first time we've seen that.
Totally allowed to do that. Absolutely allowed to do that.
We haven't seen it as a strategy up till now, but there's a guy that knows everything and how to do it here.
Look at the muscularity on Mr. Lewis.
Now, is Gracie centering his weight properly here?
Yes, very properly. He's trying to go behind. You see, he's already got his head behind. It's only the arm that holds him. He's trying to step on his toes to keep his mouth.
Now, what is Lewis waiting for here?
No, Lewis is just trying to get his wind and keep position. Now, you watch Gracie try to break his toes. John Lewis is going to get tired doing that. No, there's no problems here. But we have to see the way Carlson, is trying to dig a little hole behind. You're looking at the greatest Brazilian here. John Lewis is doing an amazing job. He's proving himself already.
Well, he's been able to neutralize certain moves by the Gracie up to the 6-minute mark of this contest here.
Sometimes there's just no need to talk. Trying the takedown again.
Well, they're plotting their strategies here, and now Lewis is out. Is he all the way out?
No, he's not. He's in exactly the same position because Carlson wants him in that position.
I'm surprised we have seen very little on the ground in this fight.
Yeah, John Lewis has to keep his left hand down because he's going to try to go under his arm.
Good look at Gracie.
Looks like Lewis is going to start picking it up in a minute. Oh, he's going to go to guard. That would be a big mistake. From the stand-up to guard would be a very big mistake at this point. He's watching that head. He throws a couple of right hands in, but he really wants to do something with that head. But he knows if he uses his left hand, Carlson will go behind.
Oh, he's trying to pound the back there now.
Oh, big headbutt, and he's just so aware. See that?
Yes.
Shifts over, doesn't let the head hit him.
Halfway through the scheduled bout, we've reached the milestone as the fighters are trying to get it together here.
Now you hear the Carlson Gracie team talking to him, trying to point attack. Lewis going to make a move here. Oh, nice headbutt by Gracie. Great headbutt. John's nice and calm though. Oh, Carlson is really trying to get behind this boy. He knows he has to get behind him. He can't take his foot off the ground or he'll lose base.
Right.
Ooh, beautiful headbutt. That's grazing.
Lewis trying to to do it from a defensive posture here. Tough way to
Just
fight.
kind of looking at him. He knows where he wants to go. He's keeping the hook on.
He has made it as we approach 9 minutes here.
Nice headbutt. The headbutt seems to be the best tactical weapon for Carlson now. Oh. He's got an arm under. He could get behind now.
Now, if we get to the 5-minute mark, as we start to think about overtime, is Lewis playing for overtime here?
Absolutely not. Lewis is trying to stop the progression of Carlson Gracie to behind him.
So we'll try to do that here.
See the way he's burrowing under his arm? He wants the back. He needs, oh, big bang on the foot. When you see John Lewis move like that, you know that he knows where he's got to go. Carlson just trying to burrow under. John Lewis, 2 big right hands, one off the ear. That ear's been punched before, that's no problem. John Lewis with a single leg break to hold the man in position, and a nice piece of fence. Now remember, when we get down to 4 minutes and 51 now, we will go to overtime. They will separate these fighters. We'll start again for 5 minutes. This is the World Championship Battlecade Extreme Fighting. Carlson Gracie with a move. He's got John's face off the ground. Very dangerous. John tries a cross face lock and reclaims his guard. Tries to break his leg again. Nothing is happening on the toes. Another right hand from John. He wins that time. 4 minutes and 22 seconds. What a terrific strategy fight from 2 amazing athletes. The king of Brazil and probably the king of Las Vegas. He's trying to torque his neck a little bit more. Look at that position. Look at that position. Just so intent on getting behind him.
2 guys in one position holding it for this long.
And we know all about that. It's hard to hold things, especially heads, especially arms. Dave, I can't explain to you the exhaustion of these guys right now. They are at muscular fatigue levels that you and I don't see.
No, they have really been going at it in basically a grudge match of attrition here. You look at the feet stepping on the toes. Gracie trying to get a different position here as we approach overtime. Now, what is each guy trying to do here, John?
This hasn't changed the strategy. John working for distraction and position. Carlson Gracie trying to get the back. He is up a fence, oh, great move. Tries to make a takedown. Carlson failed on that move.
Somebody had to gamble.
John has to watch his arms now. Carlson is trying to get away. He's trying to break his leg.
Is there enough time still?
Oh, beautiful counter. John Lewis.
Well, Lewis pulling Gracie
Trying to break the knee. He's going to throw a left hand, I think.
Some of the most...
Pulls out. Oh, the ankle's in jeopardy. Ankle's in jeopardy. He pushes it down. His ankle, his knee is in jeopardy too. John Lewis with a tactical move off the fence. We haven't seen this in extreme fighting. Back again.
The crowd does not like that. They realize that Lewis had a chance for the finish.
No. Carlson was actually working very hard there to finish John. That's why he gave up the fence.
Now, after that, when Lewis took a shot, was trying for it, fans thought he was in a good position. Did not work out for him.
No, it did not.
But 2 minutes to go here now as they wind down.
1:59, you're right. As I glance at the clock, we still have that burrowing Gracie.
Well, this has certainly been the most intriguing and fascinating matchup as far as moves, counter moves, what each guy does to try to negate the other. You get the feeling these guys looked at films of each other before they went at it because they knew their opponent.
Yeah, I don't think they have actually, but you know, don't forget who we're looking at in here. We're looking at an extreme underdog, John Lewis, against a 10-time Brazilian national champion.
And a match that has developed as advertised.
Beautiful headbutt. Boy, Carlson can use his head, can he?
He did.
In more ways than one. Carlson is preparing to make a strategy move again, and he doesn't know that there's only 1 minute left, though.
And it's hard to get a sense. People may be screaming that to him in the corner if they had any idea. Hard to get a sense of how much time would be left, and now. But his back is to the people who are telling him there's a minute.
Right. They're speaking Portuguese. John Lewis doesn't know what the hell they're saying.
Well, folks, we have seen some short ones. We've seen some bouts under a minute. And the first fight that exceeded 2 minutes and 28 seconds did so in grandiose fashion as we are flirting with overtime.
Let me tell you something. If this bout goes any more difficult for Carlson Gracie, this will be a huge, huge upset for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Well, overtime a certainty.
We are in overtime.
What are the rules here, John?
Well, we have 5 minutes extra for overtime. Hey, but these guys have a 1 minute rest period now, and that's going to go very fast. I can't see a clock, but I know it's ticking away.
And when you're resting, that clock always seems to go very fast. Would there be any strategy change in overtime? Both guys know that there's only 5 minutes left instead of 15. Do they try to open up more? Or do they settle? Do they stay with their game plan and settle for the draw if they have to?
No. Neither of you guys are going to settle for a draw.
So what happens strategy-wise then with the 5 minutes now that they know that the time is almost over?
More aggression. More and more aggression. Dominance of technique.
Would we be apt to see the possibility of gambling a little bit more in overtime? As we've gotten to the 2 minute mark now, approximately of rest period, combatants will gladly take that, and we start the last 5.
It's a little oversight on the timekeeper's part there. He's all wet. Carlson's all wet.
As they go back with 5 minutes to go.
Little kicking demonstration here.
So they go out in here with 4:35 left in overtime. And we believe that first session was about 14 seconds shy of 15 minutes according to the clock. It's still quite a bit of action with these two guys. And now right in front of us, they do the same thing that was going on earlier. Now, John, they've got 4 minutes left. If this thing doesn't end, we have a draw.
Yeah, I'm just watching these guys from the back here, and this is just a horrifying fight. I mean, Carlson Gracie just trying to go under him. John Lewis just being very strong and stubborn about it.
So if this goes all the way, they sell it for a draw. What happens then, John?
They split the purse, and they come back on extreme, fighting too.
They would have a score to settle.
But a draw for the Carlson Gracie team is unprecedented.
We're coming close to that now. And again, John, it's worth repeating, at times during this long fight what each guy wants to do here. We've talked about it a couple times with 3 minutes to go. Again, what do you think each guy is looking to do here? Who's doing it better?
You know, I can't tell. This is such an amazing stalemate, but the Brazilians seem to be just screaming and imploring him to go behind, I think. They're trying to get him to turn, and they're trying to get moved. John Lewis is trying to get a better strategy in position here. Carlson stomping on the feet again, and Lewis just kind of calm up there, throwing some nice right hands. Maybe they're taking effect. It saw a little shake that time.
It is a little surprising to see fighters.
John Lewis isn't holding the ring anymore. Could be a move for Carlson Gracie.
You know he'll pick up on that immediately.
At 223 seconds, you know, if he lets go of that ring, which he is now, it could be a big problem for him. Now, Carlson is such a great fighter that, you know, he understands exactly where he is all the time.
I am a little surprised that neither fighter made a radical change from this after realizing that each one effectively was able to neutralize the other, as we have now gone past 18 minutes of this match.
You know, Carlson Gracie is just such a great practitioner here, and he's really pushing on John Lewis, and he's actually dominating the fight.
But with no points and no way to be awarded a victory unless it's the usual route. Gracie is running out of time and is staring at a draw.
And that's it. History has been made. Wow, Carlson Gracie team has stopped. We have a draw.
You have been in this business for a long time. You followed the Gracie family. How monstrous is this?
This is cataclysmic. I mean, the Gracies just can't believe it. These guys represent themselves. These guys represent themselves, you know, in a way that is just amazing.
And the crowd hamming it up for these guys who basically were able to take the strength of the other away to a point at least where we saw endurance. Now, some of these matches in the past, John, an hour and a half, said in the Brazilian matches, and this had the look of something that could have gone for quite a long time, even more.
Please welcome
He's a pro.
Penthouse Centerfold, Miss September 1993, Andy Sue Irwin.
Well, as we said earlier, John, a good time to be speechless. Fans love the girls. Certainly added an element of pageantry here.
My God, he's walking around like he's already won this.
Gary Myers, 151-1. Conan Marcus Silveira, Conan the Barbarian here, has had a win, and Gary Myers advanced previously with his victory, so now they get ready to decide heavyweight matters at 200 pounds and over.
Well, we've seen Gary Myers, and we've seen Marcus Silveira. I think Marcus Silveira, you know, is not as aggressive as Myers, but that Myers will put himself in a, you know, unusually poor position maybe later on in the fight. In terms of condition, I think maybe Silveira has, you know, like better condition because of his Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, but, you know, it's amazing the way Greco-Roman wrestling, you know, can work against him.
Well, Myers, of course, in the fight with Glanville, did get off to a start he wasn't particularly pleased about, turned it around immediately, and showed an incredible will to finish. Now, as far as the styles here going in, what about the second fight of the night for a guy? The mental preparation, you can't get too high after the first one.
No. What you have to understand is that the conditioning of these athletes are different. You know, Myers is a tackler, and Marcus Silveira is a go-behind kind of person. You know, and he works out of the guard, he works out of the mount and the side control, and I'm not sure if Myers is going to, you know, savvy that.
Because we might have the power, we might have the technique, and that's why it's the final, because we've got two different styles coming together, like the entire theme of the night, so we're getting ready for this heavyweight final. Should be an excellent matchup. Well, now we have two guys who come in here with not only good experience, but with victories tonight, so now they've had their reputations enhanced by their earlier performance. Now they know that this is the one for everything, and the idea of staying focused and staying within yourself and not overextending yourself that fighters talk about, we'll see it come into play here.
This is the first extreme fighting world championship right now.
History being made.
We don't know, but who's going to win this?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Battlegate Extreme Fighting Heavyweight Championship of the World. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Marcus Conan Silveira.
Marcus Conan Silveira now coming in for the final. Well, John, as we come in here for this final, do you think that Silveira is either upset or additionally motivated by what he saw with the Gracie family in the draw?
I think it's going to make him fight even harder to please Carlson. I mean, his son went for a drop the first time in his life. You know, I mean, Marcus really is motivated.
So he's got a lot on the line here. He would like to turn it all around. Let's get the formal introductions now.
And his opponent entering the ring now, from Muncie, Indiana, Gary, the Iron Bear Myers.
Well, Gary the Iron Bear Myers certainly displayed a monstrous finishing ability. And I'll tell you what, this has all the look of any main event you would like to see. There is psych out here, there is intimidation, there is motivation. Let's hear all about it.
On my right, from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, member of the Carlson Gracie team, awarded his own Carlson Gracie School in Miami, Florida, the 1994 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, with an undefeated record of 27-0. He is 30 years old, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 247 pounds, Marcus Conan Silveira. On my left, from Muncie, Indiana, 6-time gold medalist in Greco-Roman World Competition, with a record of 151-1. He is 30 years old, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 220 pounds, Gary, the Iron Bear Myers.
Well, John, in extreme fighting, it may not get any better than this.
We're looking at the big boys now.
They look ready. They each come off victories.
And I think Myers is the aggressor here.
Well, it worked for him in his last fight. And we'll see how it
Man,
happens
this is
here.
great. Hold on to your seats. Big right hands coming in there.
Marcus Silveira
Right
going
to the
hard.
guard. See the way they lift him up with the guard legs? He goes to the closed guard. Marcus feels the pressure of this man. That's why he went to the closed guard. Marcus moving himself away from the fence.
Trying to get a little bit of room here as we go 30 seconds into this heavyweight championship fight. Marcus Silveira on the bottom in the guard position.
See, this is
Myers on top trying to get away from that and work on his game.
a very bad position for Gary Myers because he doesn't understand the Brazilian guard.
No, he does understand pounding from there, and he will try to overpower and muscle his way to a win. And that's the contrast in this fight.
Very well put. He's going to annoy Marcus, though. And these Brazilians have a way of getting back.
And of course, in his last
Trying to
fight,
turn him over. Marcus is trying to turn me over. I'm sorry.
Myers was able to get away from a would-be guard thrown by Glanville, so he may not be as bothered by this as he normally would be.
Single leg grapevine by Marcus trying to turn him. He's almost got him. He's... Oh, Gary Myers with a great base. I mean, a great base. Not a good base.
He
A
just
great base.
saved himself there.
Myers showing what he's got.
The best of Greco-Roman the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This fight is in the trenches, ground fighting. Two guys who have won competitions tonight, advanced to this stage, showing a lot of strategy and a lot of intensity 2 minutes in.
Mark is content to stay on the bottom, trying to get his head off the fence, and he does.
Myers tried to land a
To be very careful there. Marcus almost playing position on him. Mark is trying to push the elbow across. See, he's trying to seduce Gary.
He may have seduced him indeed. Myers doesn't seem to have too much tolerance for this position. He likes to punch from there. He's not as much into the wrestling aspect.
Well, he wants to punch from there, but you got to watch that right, the arm. See the way the arm is starting to work. The referee's got a cut under the arm, thigh, and a big cut over the left eye, right in the rhythm.
They stopped the Royale fight for this reason earlier.
Oh, please don't stop this fight. Please don't stop this fight.
How bad is it? Didn't seem as bad and as deep as the Royale cut it. You would suspect that they should let this go.
Dr. Tens and both him at the same time. It's nothing.
I think they'll let this go.
It's nothing. Both doctors agree.
Does the clock stop during this break, Joe? What happens with the clock during this?
The clock should be stopped.
Well, as expected, the show will go on.
Gary slips. He's got that weird bouncy style, doesn't he?
He certainly does. A pleasing contrast here. He's trying to make a wrestling type move, but Conan is on him.
Don't shoot against this guy too easily.
You shoot, you better not miss. Go for the legs down low. Make sure it connects it. The upper body strength of Conan here.
Gary Myers going for the shoot again. A little turnover about to happen here. Myers has been here before. Great base on Gary Myers.
Did he touch out?
I couldn't see from here. Someone
He
tapped
touched
out.
out.
Marcus won.
This is over.
Tapped out from a guillotine, I believe. I couldn't see from this angle.
Immediately, it looked like he did. How quickly it can change. Gary Myers got wrapped up. We talked about that upper arm strength and the guillotine.
And there it is.
There it is.
There's the belt coming in.
And how quickly this ends, and what a unique position for it to end. Myers had been given a reprieve. They were starting over. And in extreme fighting, it happens extremely quick. Here is Conan. John, take us through.
Well, you see that they're trying to get a turnover here. He's got the arm connected. He can't get it because Gary's base is just so wonderful.
You were talking
But you
about
see, he
that.
switches hands, and he starts to work the guillotine.
And he's
sliding the
rocking it here.
guillotine in, and he's arching his back. And Gary just doesn't know to put guard on him to try to stop that action. And he taps out on the fence. That's why we couldn't see it.
And how quickly and amazingly decisive is that quick turn.
Oh, it's not just a choke, it's a crank.
At 4 minutes and 25 seconds, winner and new Battlecade Extreme Fighting Heavyweight World Champion, Marcus Conan Silveira.
So Conan gets it done. Marcus Silveira showing you maybe the best individual move of the night. As he wins this one, standing up.
But the stand-up guillotine. So there wasn't much he could do if he didn't understand to put guard in there.
Let's go back now for some more. From the ring announcer, Scott Berlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Penthouse Centerfold, Miss December 1993, Lavina Holmes.
Still ahead, the Zen Machine and Igor to finalize their championship bout. Igor Zinoviev, 16-0 in the middleweight final here.